Hey everyone, it's Michael Greenwood. So, for this video, I wanted to share something with you basically. I wanted to share what I do when things get tough in the business, and these are some things that I remind myself basically when I'm going through an hard time in the business. And sometimes it's just kind of a mindset thing that I've got to correct, and I've got to kind of course correct as I'm continuously pushing forward. So I just thought I'd share this in case it does help anybody out there who's struggling at the moment. So this is what I do anyway when I start to struggle, or I'm in danger of losing momentum, or to get myself out of that danger zone. That kind of funk that you can get into with the mindset, which is quite possible. A lot of the time, it's the old paradigm which is rearing its head, to get you back into the comfort zone and stuff like that, and it can be a saboteur, really. So the old way of thinking can come into play, and we've got to recognise that and practice critical thinking, and realize when it's happening, basically, so we can uh, eliminate it, really, I suppose. So yeah, this is what I do. I always go back to why I started the business. um, and what you can do is you can think about why you started it. It's usually multiple reasons as well. So freedom, doing a great job, so having this great thing, service or product that you can get out to people, and it's feel like it's your obligation to get it out to as many people as possible and change lives, or improve lives. And so it's reconnecting with that your why, like why you're doing it, and that original purpose, to realign that with your energy and your direction as well. So yeah, so get back to why you actually started it. So your actual why. That's one thing that I'd recommend. That's one thing that I do. And then what I do is I go through a process of thinking, right, what can I control now? What can I control today? What can I do today that's going to move the needle? I don't want to be a busy fool. I don't want to do things just for the sake of it. What can I do that's really going to make a difference? What's high leverage? What's income producing? How can I actually move the business forward? Am I working on that? And am I working on that every working day that I'm working in the business? So it could be something like getting feedback from customers, improving product services, talking to customers more, doing more account management, finding out what the issues are, find out if they're satisfied with the service, what we can do to improve it. So that constant feedback loop, tweaking systems, processes, SOPs, all that kind of thing, getting team members involved in feeding back and how can we be doing things better. So that constant iterative improvement, that continuous improvement of the business. So we're moving forward, not stagnating. Because if we're not growing, we're actually shrinking because of inflation. And then checking like the bank account every day, making sure that we're managing cash flow correctly, making sure that everything's working like clockwork. So focusing on what can be controlled. You can't control like customer behavior. You can to an extent by managing expectations, by trying your best to pick customers who aren't going to be, or are going to be a good fit, basically, who aren't going to be a pain. Um, and you can't really control market conditions, but you can control the inputs that you put in. And I'm not a fan of just sitting back and being reactive to things. I like to be proactive with marketing, sales, service delivery, and not just wait for not just hang around and wait, to actually be proactive and ask questions and go out there and get more business. So I think, in like when times are tough, you've got to double down, triple down, whatever it takes, and just do more inputs. And yeah, so focusing on what you can control, that's something that I do when times get tough. Um, and then cutting the emotion out as well. So thinking logically, making good decisions based on some good data driven decisions, not based on fear, not which is false expectations appearing real. Thinking strategically long term as well, not just doing what I want every day, not just doing what I feel like doing what needs to be done that day, and that's what's high leverage. That's what's going to move the needle. That's income producing, basically. Things like making sure at the start of every day that my team have got, um, enough to be doing. They know what they're doing. Any problems they've got, they're feeding back, and they know that I'm here, to listen and help. And really, that's my job, to help uh, and assist. Um, and then asking questions like, what would the best managing director or CEO do in this instance? To what would we do in the what would, if I were working as me future version of myself, which I hopefully am doing, would that future version of myself who's already got to that next level and leveled up be kind of getting down in the dumps and letting fear take over and all that kind of thing, and which leads to inaction. It freezes your fear, which is not good. So cutting the emotion from the equation, and almost like making decisions. I know we're human beings, but making decisions in a stoic way. So almost like kind of like a robot, even when things are going south as well, even when they're going downhill, actually making good logical decisions, and thinking clearly and taking a step back and doing it. Take some long deep breaths if I need to, and then think, right, what do I do in this situation? And using the higher faculties as well. We've got much more as human beings than just the five senses. We've got the higher faculties, so intuition as well. And then another thing is having a coach, and in fact, I've got multiple coaches right now. Having multiple coaches, surrounding yourself with people who get it, who've already been through it, and being able to ask them questions is worth its weight in gold. So talking to other entrepreneurs, you can join like founder groups, be around other people. They said that you like the five people who you hang around with the most. So these mastermind circles. If you bought any courses, they've usually got groups and like private groups and things like that. So you feel less alone. You feel like somebody understands. People understand what you're going through, and it can help you to get new ideas. And they've probably already been through that thing, so you could tap into what they've done, so you don't have to make that mistake as well. So that's what I do, and just realize that just realizing that it's part of business anyway. To other people are struggling as well, and actually pushing through it. And just I always remember this saying: when you're going through hell, keep going. You don't want to stay in hell, do you? When you're going through hell, keep going. Next thing is actually doing the boring work. So watching Mad Men once, and it's towards the latter seasons, really. And there's one bit where Don Draper is kind of messed up. I think he's been drinking too much. He's messed up in a meeting. He's spoken about his past inappropriately in a meeting, and then he's kind of got demoted. And and I remember one of the characters, I can't remember who it was, said, "Do the work, Don. Do the work." And he starts with a typewriter doing the work. I think he's doing some kind of creative work anyway. It might be some copywriting or something like that. I don't know. It might be some copyright, it might be some creative work. I'm not sure. But he starts typing away like he's just started or something like that. I don't think he's not the creative director anymore. So he's just got to get the work. So get the boring work done. Business, it's not all shiny objects. It's not all roses and things like that. There's a lot of boring work involved. So making those calls that you don't want to make, coming out of the comfort zone and all that kind of thing, following up with leads, looking at the numbers, getting your content done and all that kind of thing. Even if we don't feel like it, we've got to do it. We've got to have that daily discipline to do it. So discipline, the ability to give ourselves a command and to follow through with it. So doing it even if it feels boring. If we don't feel like it, oh, I don't feel like it today. Do it anyway. That builds up the habits. That helps you to stack the habits. Next thing that I start to think about is trimming the fat. So look, doing a time audit. What am I working on? If I said this is going to be a time block of 2 hours, have I got it done in 2 hours, or is Parkinson's law starting to introduce things like scope creep? Sometimes one of the things that I've done in the past is work too much and over service on the service delivery side of things, which is basically perfectionism, where you start to work on something and you kind of giving a certain thing too much attention, and you kind of, working too much on it basically. And it's not productive. It's not a productive use of time, and also not leveraging other people's time all the time. So if there's something like video editing, I don't do video editing anymore. So I've got a video editor, so he should be doing the video editing, but sometimes I will go back into old ways and start to edit a video, and that's not a good use of my time anymore as a business owner. So it's things like that where I've got to not do unnecessary things. I've got to work on high leverage activities and things like that. Also, cutting like unnecessary expenses and like every month going through, right, this subscription, are we using it? Are we not using it anymore? Right, cut it, right. And making sure that everything that we're doing is working, is actually delivering on KPIs and goals and things like that. Not eliminating time wasting tasks that don't drive revenue. So everything's got to be income generating, high leverage, making sure that I'm making best use of my time and the roles in my company. So yeah, trimming the fat basically. Simplicity. The goal is to have a business which is as simple with as little operational drag as possible. And it's even cutting services that aren't profitable as well. So there might be some services which just aren't profitable, and we're keeping that service on, trying to be a one-stop shop to customers, but it's not profitable. So I used to want to have a full service industry and a full service agency, marketing agency, but then I realized that it wouldn't be profitable, and I was trying to run before I could walk, basically. So it's good to have. The thing is, clients in a marketing agency remember you for one or two services that you deliver really well. You only need to deliver one or two. It could be paid ads, it could be Google ads, it could be something else, So you usually, if you're trying to be full service, generally you might not be good at any. You might not be able to deliver any of that, particularly well if you're trying to do everything, and you've got lots of things and spinning lots of plates. So simplicity gives you a lot of clarity, and it gives you strength as well. You can double down on things and not be spread too thin, and not try to charge forward on multiple fronts. Because if you're trying to do 10 different things, you only really, with all things being considered equal, putting 10% into each one, rather than being really good at one thing and kind of penetrating the market and niching into that. So yeah, the power of niching can't be underestimated. But yeah, just generally speaking, remembering what you signed up, why you signed up to this business life, this entrepreneur life, and you kind of create your own look as well. You do create your own look. You've got to have time in the game. You've got to keep doing it, and it's consistency over time, and it makes us tougher and sharper the more we do things. So yeah, and just keep swinging. When it gets tough, and that's where I tell myself it's all about facing challenges and then overcoming them. So the thing is, we can't stop, but also avoiding burnout as well. So not borrowing tomorrow's energy today, because you got to pay the piper at some point. If you keep working too much in the day, and not taking rest, not taking breaks and stuff like that, not getting enough sleep, it will lead to burnout and illness and things like that, which can stop you in your tracks. for quite a while. So that's another thing that I learned. And I tell myself, look, if I start to feel down and things like that, it's like, right, have I been burning the candle at both ends? Do I need to take a step back here? And that's why having the self-discipline to do that as well. So it's not always about pushing; it's about knowing uh, when to replenish the reserves and things like that, and hold a bit back as well. Not working 100% every day. People talk about working 100% every day, but I think you've got to have reserves for those emergencies. So not definitely not borrowing tomorrow. You can borrow tomorrow a little bit, but you've got to pay it back at some point. Continually dipping into that and thinking we superhuman is a really recipe for disaster. So I'm always mindful of that as well, because I've burnt out a few times and it's not nice. So I hope you found this video useful. Lots of stuff jam packed into that. And please comment, like, subscribe. Means a lot to me. And share this video if you found anything useful in it, please.